Welcome back, guys. So today we're going to be jumping into some more Atari VCS nonsense. It's been a little while. I think the last time I commented on anything was to do with Fergal Mac and his lawsuit against Atari and their current state of affairs with the project. So it's been a little time, and today we're going to be jumping back into it with a few different things I want to comment on and take a look at with you guys. So this started with this tweet from GamerGod. Appreciate him letting me know about this, but he linked me to this article on the Register. So I dug into this article and I found it pretty damn funny and messed up at the same time. And from there, I jumped around taking a look at other things that are going on out there. So let's start with that article first. So when I first took a look at this, it's on the Register. Time to check in again on the Atari Retro Console. Dear God, it's actually got worse. And I was just like, holy crap, how could it get worse? What's really going on? And then I read their subtitle. Pro tip. When you're removed as a Reddit moderator, you may want to review your life choices. And I was like, what the hell is going on here, right? So let's dig into it. This is not a long article whatsoever. But pretty much they're saying like, hey, the 23rd was the official autumn equinox in the Northern Hemisphere. It's now autumn. It's no longer summer, right? So that kind of plays into something here. So people have asked Atari, what the hell is going on? Like this quote right here. On your blog and repeatedly online, you promised substantial updates this summer. But it's the last day of summer, and it seems pretty clear from your social media activity that there's no immediate update coming. What happened to the updates? So this was asked on the company's official subreddit. They made their own official subreddit just a few days ago because they were removed as a moderator from the unofficial subreddit. Atari was part of that, and they didn't like a lot of the posts, so they would moderate it and delete posts. Kind of ridiculous, right? So here's their response. Fear not. We certainly have something in the works. We did not specify it would be on the 22nd to 23rd exactly. Sorry for the misunderstanding. We appreciate everyone's patience as we craft an exciting announcement to share with you all. See, here's the thing, is these guys, you have to craft an exciting announcement. I think you have to craft the actual console, right? Because they haven't really shown much of anything. What are the games beyond just the legacy titles for Atari that are going to be released on this? Where's the ports of games that people want to see? Where are the the exclusives, that kind of thing, right? Where is this stuff? They haven't been talking about anything. If you look at their promotions, like on Facebook, for example, all they're doing is relinking the same stuff over and over again, the same articles, linking their website, pre-order here, pre-order there, but no like concrete information concerning progress with this. It's just been delay after delay after delay. Here's a link to the Medium article. Okay, we've seen that. Like, how many times are you going to link the same thing? A truly dynamic duo, the two controllers that they've partnered with Power A to make. I don't think Power A makes the greatest controllers in the world. They've partnered with Power A for their controllers. Power A makes budget, like Mad Cats, like they're the Mad Cats of now, when Mad Cats was still around. And, Mad Cats did do some decent stuff later on in life. But early on, they just made crap. And I think, like, some people were fine with it. Like, hey, this is your brother's controller. This is your friend's controller. If you're coming over to play some two-player action, you get to use this one because I don't want to pay full price for an official first-party controller. That's the way I look at Power A. They've made some okay stuff. I own some Power A controllers, but they're not great. They're not great, but yeah, that's about it. Fans and friends, we launched our official Reddit community. Come take a look because they were kicked out as the forum moderator on the unofficial Atari VCS subreddit. So they had to make their own so they can heavily moderate everything, right? So let's go back to the article for a minute. So here's the response to them stating like, hey, sorry for the misunderstanding. Liar. Yes, you did. And now you say again soon. Come on, show us something huge because I'm very angry, responded one. Another chimed in. You said a few times this summer. Now we are in fall. Tell us a real date. Don't lie to us anymore. And then another. I don't believe you anymore. You very specifically said it would be by the end of the summer. At this point, even your most staunch supporters are going to start calling you out. The best way to shut people up is to let your product do the talking, if you even have a product, right? They haven't shown much of anything. Let's be honest here. They're supposed to be launching in March, I believe, just coming up when a bunch of other cool stuff is coming out as well. And, they've constantly pushed things back, but they're not showing any progress with this project. It's just odd, you know. Summer's come and gone. You haven't shown shit. It's now the fall, and you're saying we never specifically said it's still summer somewhere. We'll craft. We have to craft something because we have nothing to share with you guys, right? That's the way I'm reading it. We have to craft an announcement because we got to pull something out of our ass. Okay. Yes, folks, we are, of course, talking about the Atari VCS. We knew what you were talking about, guys, on the register with this pretty funny article. More than 2 years ago, in which the company has taken millions of dollars in pre-orders for, but for which there is still no indication that the company even has a working prototype. And that is the truth. We haven't seen shit. We've seen them fake some stuff. We've seen them talk about a bunch of stuff. We've seen a clear console that they posted images of on their dev blog that didn't have anything in it, really, other than a few little boards. Looked like a lot of empty space. We haven't seen much. So let's go forward. Deadlines are for losers. That's the Atari motto right there. Atari zoomed past its first launch date of December 2017. Yeah, 2 years ago. Something that resulted in a bizarre exchange between L. Reg and its COO, the Chief Operating Officer, Michael Arts, in March 2018, in which he first tried to persuade us that it was absolutely normal to showcase an empty plastic box at a games industry event and then accuse us of being irresponsible trolls when we wrote it up. Unfortunately for Arts, or however you say his name, he had forgotten re-recorded the interview. So if you haven't looked at that, I'm going to put a link to all these sources because we're going to be looking at a few different web pages in a moment here. I'm going to put links to everything so you could dive into this more if you so choose. So here we go. Atari then promised to launch in July of this year. That didn't happen. But come March, it then moved the date to March 2020. Who knows if they'll freaking push it again, right? Even then, it noted that all dates are good faith estimates and subject to change. Most likely it will change again. March, it'll come to like December and they'll be like, sorry, guys. They won't even say that. They'll just be like, unfortunately, this is our summer update that we had to craft, and we're getting this thing amped up, and it's going to be coming out summer of 2020, right? That's what's going to happen. So here we go. But with huge numbers of people having already paid the company $329 for their chance to get an updated version of the classic Atari VCS, with the company continuing to push its pre-orders, the retro kit biz is under pressure to at least update people on progress. You got to, man. You're asking for money. You got to put out them updates. You've gotten a lot of money. You've signed a lot of people to the project. You've lost people. You have people suing you. This doesn't seem like it's going to end well. I don't know. We've covered a lot of things that Atari has done in the past. The current Atari, not the classic Atari company. So here we go. This led to a blog post in July, the same month as its second missed deadline, which said, "We look forward to showing off some of these modern gameplay examples and other great content publicly later this summer. We will bring back some new info and look forward to many more mission accomplished moments ahead. Enjoy the summer." So there we go. Later this summer, nothing happened. All right. User rebellion. As the end of summer approached, one frustrated customer took to the Atari VCS to outline the updates. We're going to look at that in a second. Pretty interesting stuff. Scorecards since shutting down backer updates on Indiegogo. References to other people's work or achievements, 12. Direct Facebook appeals to pre-order or buy something, 11. Exclusive of other social media. They've done the same elsewhere. Pictures or renders of non-functional plastic boxes, at least 18. Concrete indicators product is being manufactured, 0. None, right? Atari responded by deleting the post on a Reddit forum that it didn't run but had been invited to serve as a moderator. Man, like you don't like start, like I'm not a Reddit user, but you just don't start like a forum as like an informational type of thing or discussion for a company and let that company be a moderator. You just don't. It becomes like a biased thing and you don't want that. I don't know why Atari, you know, maybe that's just the way it works. I don't know, but I wouldn't have invited them to be a moderator. I'd be like, hey, you can participate, but you're not moderating this because, you know, it's a conflict of interest right there. So Atari responded by deleting all the subsequent angry comments, at which point its representatives had their moderator rights removed. So Atari responded by setting up its own subreddit, where it has continued to delete posts and comments it doesn't like. And if you think it couldn't get any worse, well, then you don't know Atari. Because earlier this month, when one of the last remaining threads of its credibility came under question, when the architect of its new console, the system architect for the original Xbox and designer of the PlayStation 3's graphic systems, Rob Wyatt, was named as the co-founder and CTO of a new game board startup. We're going to take a look at that in a second as well. Amazingly, it can get worse. Holy crap, it gets worse. Atari observers immediately started asking the company if Wyatt was still working with them. Is Rob Wyatt still with Atari? On the old subreddit, I heard that Rob Wyatt had left Atari VCS project to start his own. Is this true? And Atari responded, hello, unfortunately, this rumor is circulating on the web. Rob Wyatt and Tin Giant work on many different projects. Atari fans should be excited for the game board too. Doesn't exactly give them a straight answer. Like they state here, is Wyatt still working on the VCS? They state they've emailed him, haven't received a response. So in summary, Atari's missed every single deadline. It hasn't provided any updates for months, despite repeat promises to do so. There's still no evidence that there's even a working prototype. We haven't seen a working prototype yet. You know, this thing should be in production already, right? I mean, or should be soon. The only man on team with actual experience with building a games console is now a co-founder of another startup. Has he done his job with Atari? Is that it? Atari was booted off its own subreddit for deleting posts. Very interesting stuff. So this is the unofficial Atari VCS subreddit, and it's actually very interesting. They have a timeline of a lot of stuff here. So here it is. These are all the significant marketing output released officially by Atari as of the clock ticks, you know, just keeping them honest. So here it goes. July 19th, I'm not going to read all of these. Indiegogo, Atari suspends backer updates on the crowdfunding site prior to completion of prototype production and shipping phases in violation of Indiegogo's terms of service. So they suspended backer updates, and that's against their terms of service on Indiegogo because they haven't completed any of the main phases, prototype, production, and shipping. Like, okay, shipping, they shouldn't be there yet, but prototype should have been there. Production should be getting there. So what the hell is going on? And then they talk about the medium.com blog post mentioning their demonstration at a hotel suite down the road from the E3 conference. Empty or non-functional 3D printed cases were shown. I will bring that up right now so you guys can see that. It's a lot of nonsense. They didn't really show anything. On July 22nd, Facebook, they posted pre-order the GameStop exclusive. Facebook linked to Digital Trends write-up describing Atari's lack of identity and purpose on the new Atari VCS. Facebook, there's a lot of Facebook posts they're talking about. Link to June 13th article with Michael Arts by Gamertag Radio. And it goes on and on. Facebook, we like Stranger Things. That was a post of theirs, like something to do with Stranger Things. Pre-order the Walmart exclusive. Order the Blade Runner Atari speaker hat. Pre-order the Black Walnut Atari VCS. Pre-order the Carbon Gold VCS. Link to an unrelated IGN article talking about the original Atari co-founders or whatever. Pre-order the Onyx. It's just a bunch of like links to things that have nothing to do with anything. Links to this subreddit, which they abandoned because they couldn't delete posts they didn't like. It goes on and on. All these posts they have on here have nothing to do with anything, is what the point is. Like, this is all their marketing hype, where it's just links to pre-orders over and over again for a non-existent product, links to nonsense, links to looking at controllers, links to Stranger Things stuff. What the hell's going on here, right? So their most current, no new Facebook posts today, but Atari is promising via comments and other social media that an end of summer update is being worked on. Okay, and then they talk about that Register article that we looked at. And yeah, you know, we've looked at the Facebook page. They have nothing going on here. On their official Atari VCS subreddit, we do see that people have commented on these things. What happened to the summer updates? And then they do respond, hello, fear not, we're working on this. And then they're just called, like, you know, they're called out, like, what's really going on? And they do respond here to this post. Oh, you very specifically said it would be the end of the summer. At this point, even your most staunch supporters are going to start calling you out. That's one we already read. And deleting posts and banning critics is just wood for the fire. The best way to shut people up is to let your product do the talking. Their response: problematic posts and users will be removed from the community. Folks are more than welcome to ask questions, and a level of skepticism is understandable within reason, but trolling and aggression will not be tolerated. Subreddit rules clearly define this. Nobody's trolling you. People are understandably upset because you specifically said, you know, we're going to have an update. We're going to have updates, and none of that happened. And I believe that might be their last response there. on that post. It's just a lot of ridiculous things going on here. What else did we have? Any comment on the Register article, the article that we looked at earlier? It's been some hours. There's no response. Now, this is something I'm going to follow unless this post gets deleted. Yeah, Atari can delete this post. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm going to keep an eye on it because that Register article that we took a look at, it wasn't a very positive article. It's just saying things are getting worse with these guys. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But here's the images I was going to show earlier. This was the last update with things, engineering prototypes. How is this a freaking prototype, right? Look at that thing. It's a clear shell with nothing in it. What's in there? A little fan? Like, there's a lot of like empty space in this thing. Like, what is this, right? So that's what I was talking about earlier. I probably still showed it earlier, but yeah, this is all that this is the last thing they've really done. Just look at the different colors of renders of products that don't exist. Here's our fake prototype that has nothing in it. User interface demo, cool. Classic and modern gameplay demo. We haven't seen much of anything. You're saying that there's a demo, and it's just a box. There's no Atari VCS there. What is this? Oh, we're playing some 2600 games. Wow. All right. But yeah. So the gentleman that they were speaking about earlier, Rob Wyatt, who knows for sure if he left, if he finished his job with these guys, but he's heading up this new Kickstarter that's going to begin, the game board, right? What is this thing? It's actually kind of interesting. I'm not going to knock this product. I thought it was kind of cool when I dug into it and looked at it. But it's like some kind of display board that you could play board games on or use with Dungeons and Dragons maps, Pathfinder, different role-playing games, different types of board games, stuff like that. It actually looks interesting. Don't get me wrong. Play some chess or checkers up on this thing. It looks neat. Who knows how much this is going to be. But the dude's heading up a whole other project. That means either he's done his job with these guys, but why wouldn't he be still on the project until delivery, right? Like, this is a company, the Atari company, VCS. You brought this guy on. Now he's doing something else. And Atari didn't really respond to that. So that's pretty much all I have for today with the VCS. I'm keeping tabs on certain things. I know some other people who are documenting a lot of things and keeping record of all the stuff that's going on. You know, with the VCS supposed to being launched in March, which deadlines have passed and passed and passed. The new deadline for delivery is March. No prototype, legit prototype, no like real games. What have we seen? The Tempest game that there was a whole controversy on. And that's about it. And then classic games. There's nothing new. You're gonna buy essentially an Atari flashback console from At Games. You could buy one of those from those bastards for, you know, extremely cheap price compared to this thing, $330 for an Atari VCS, but they haven't shown anything. And it's just crazy because there's other projects out there, regardless of what you want to say or think about them. They do kind of relate to this because it's all gaming related, but you got stuff like the Evercade. You have stuff like the Television Amico. Both of those announced after the fact, after this, and both have shown a hell of a lot more than Atari has. So kind of strange, you know what I'm saying? The Evercade, they've shown a lot of stuff, especially on Twitter and through videos and website updates and stuff like that. They're supposed to launch in March 2020, and it's just a handheld that plays cartridges, still a gaming device, but they've shown a hell of a lot more in these past few months than Atari has shown the whole time this thing has gone on. Just kind of crazy. So really do appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Let me know what you think. Did you pre-order one of these things? Are you skeptical that you're even going to receive anything? Are you regretting pre-ordering it? Do you think this is all just a joke, a scam? Let me know in the comments down below. And with that said, I will catch y'all next time. Peace out, bye-bye, and boom. Thumb butt. Bye.